Disclaimer. We are interested in everything and experts in nothing. We enjoy learning, but get it wrong sometimes. We mean no disrespect, and if we mess up, kindly correct us. Let's take this ride together, unless your intention is to cause harm or distress, in which case, with utmost haste, fuck right off.
Episode 26.
Happy 6 months, us!
Happy 6 months. We're going to have merch ready by the time this publishes.
And if not, it's on brand for us, and it's coming. And if you are interested in merch, cool. And if you're not, this was just a funny little aside for you.
Correct. So check the description.
Yes.
For a link and see if we pulled it off.
And if we didn't,
sorry.
And look at episode 27. And if it's not there, fucking wait.
It's coming. One way or the other, it's
coming.
One
way or the other, it'll be there or something. Probably.
Very soon. So, episode 26 is yours.
It's mine, yes.
What are we doing?
We're doing the Lost Colony of Roanoke.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I like it.
Our merch was on that shipment.
That's what happened!
That's what happened. It was not our fault. It was 1585. Which
it's really late.
It's the
Moving
Lost
on.
Colony of Roanoke. What happened? It got lost. How'd it get lost? It's a fucking colony. How do you lose a colony? Well, let's find out.
Let's find out.
Okay, so in 1585, the English settlers reached the New World and established a colony on the island of Roanoke. Roanoke, Virginia? No.
No?
No. North Carolina. It is now what is part of North Carolina.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Roanoke, Virginia.
I did
no.
too.
It was actually a part of North Carolina.
Now you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They probably were like, you know what? We're not going to name this shit Roanoke again because it fucking disappeared.
Valid.
Valid. Yes.
Yeah.
So it did mysteriously disappear. The colonists' fate has become one of America's history's most enduring mysteries.
Yes.
Yes. And now archaeologists have uncovered new evidence to suggest that the survivors splintered into multiple camps and assimilated into the indigenous population.
Really?
Yes. So
Okay.
One theory is. They don't have definitive proof.
Okay.
But they have a strong belief.
Okay.
So, how did this all start? The establishment of the Roanoke colony was an attempt by Sir Walter Raleigh. We've heard of that dude in our American history past.
Yeah, it sounds vaguely familiar.
Mm-hmm. It was to found a permanent English settlement in North America.
Okay.
The English, led by Sir Humphrey Gilbert, had claimed St. John's, Newfoundland in 1583 as the first English territory in North America at the royal prerogative of Queen Elizabeth I. So that would be, Newfoundland would be actually Canada.
Yeah.
So, still technically in the Americas, but this was before we'd established provinces, so everything was a colony back then.
Can we just talk about what a shitty job of naming Newfoundland is?
Yeah, well, Newfoundland is pronounced Newfoundland.
Right, yeah, because Newfoundland is dumb, so we try to make it sound better.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
We found land. What's it called? Newfoundland. Fuck you, get the hell out.
You suck at your job.
Yes. But it's Newfoundland? I'm sorry, what? Spell it. Newfoundland. Get the fuck out.
Right? That's just a shitty job.
Okay, I have been on a boat for 7 months. Just be lucky it's English.
Okay, do you remember, I think it was Mitch Hedberg?
I think so, probably.
Do you remember his bit about people who name kitchen appliances?
Yeah.
This is his ancestors.
I'm going on break.
I'm going on break.
Yes, absolutely. These are his ancestors.
Makes toast. It's a toaster.
I'm going on break.
I'm going on break.
Yep, that's where they got it.
Those his ancestors.
So the first Roanoke colony was founded by Governor Ralph Lane in 1585 on Roanoke Island, which is now Dare County, North Carolina.
Okay.
So we're nowhere near Virginia. Well, demographically,
near-ish.
We're near-ish.
It's all relative.
But we're not in Virginia.
We are not, yeah.
Following the failure of the 1585 settlement, a second expedition, led by John White, landed on the same island in 1587 and set up another settlement that became known as the Lost Colony due to the subsequent unexplained disappearance of the population. Maybe stop settling there.
Wait. The Lost Colony, sorry, was before Roanoke?
So,
Cool.
like, the first one failed, and they stuck around, and they're like, okay, this isn't working. Scrap it. We got to come back with more supplies, more people, blah, blah, blah.
Uh-huh.
So we know it failed. The second time, they're like, the fuck happened? I don't know. Maybe it's cursed. Stop building land here. Stop trying to settle here.
Take a freaking hint, dude.
Yeah. But the unexplained disappearance is why it came up as the Lost Colony.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm with you now.
Yeah. Now, the first one, Lane's Colony, so this was the first one, was troubled due to the lack of supplies and poor relations with the local Native Americans. So while waiting for a delayed supply mission by Richard Grenville, Lane abandoned the colony and returned to England with Sir Francis Drake in 1586. Because when have the white people ever been cool with the local indigenous population? Like, ever. Usually it's the local population taking pity on, like, look at the stupid white people, they're gonna die, we should probably do something about it, but then they usually instantly regret it.
I mean, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So Lane was like, we're gonna try this the first time, and then he's like, fuck it, let's get out of here. And then they came back with John White, and then they're like, what the fuck happened? We don't know.
We don't know.
Okay, so back to the possible discovery of what happened. Thanks to a secret message on a centuries-old map. Gotta love secret messages on maps. A team from the First Colony Foundation, which is a North Carolina nonprofit dedicated to researching the history of the ill-fated Walter Raleigh colony.
Okay.
They were able to uncover a colonial area. Colonial.
Okay.
I hate this word.
Take a minute. Breathe.
Colonial era pottery. They believe belonged to some of the 115 men, women, and children abandoned on Roanoke in 1587. When the colony's governor, John White, returned from a 3-year-long journey back to England in 1590, all traces of the settlement and its inhabitants had disappeared.
Wow.
The only clue left behind was the word Croatoan.
Yes!
The former name of what is now Hatteras Island, carved onto a post.
Oh.
There are many theories about what became of Roanoke, none of which are particularly pleasant. Historians have posited that the colonists were killed by the Native Americans or hostile Spaniards, or they died off slowly by disease, famine, or were victims of a deadly storm.
Okay.
Because there was a report of a hurricane coming inland and just kind of etch-a-sketching the bitch.
Could work, yeah.
And wiping it clean. But researchers uncovered a new lead in 2012 when examining that map that we were talking about.
Yeah.
In London, that White had painted on an Elizabethan-era United States, titled La Virginia Pars, hidden in invisible ink, which...
What?
Dude!
Real-life ink?
Real-life invisible ink? Thank God that shit held up. Presumably, this is to guard information about the colonies from the Spanish, because we knew that, Spanish and English fighting for territory in the Americas. They weren't buddies. They outlined 2 forts. One was 50 miles west of Roanoke.
Okay.
The same distance away, the colonists had told White they had planned to move, according to his writings.
Oh, like maybe they merged? Okay.
The First Colony's foundation team of archaeologists, led by Nick Lucchetti, set out to investigate the site in Burney County, North Carolina, in 2015. Promisingly, the settlement was close to a Native American village called Metaquim, typical of early European settlements. So, there was a fort. That fort just happened to also be close to a Native American settlement.
Okay.
There was no sign of a fort. But just outside the village wall, archaeologists found 24 shards of English pottery that's been dubbed Site X.
Okay.
Ground-penetrating radar revealed another possible dig site 2 miles away. The search continued until December 2019 at what has been dubbed Site Y.
All right.
Yielding many more fragments of ceramics from different parts of Europe. The fragments, which come from vessels used for food preparation and storage, suggest presence of long-term residents.
Okay.
So
So that's like 2 miles away from the 50-mile away relocation?
Mhm.
Okay. Just making sure I followed.
Yes. What has been found so far at Site Y in Bertie County appears to me to solve one of the greatest mysteries in early American history, the odyssey of the lost colony.
Mhm.
William M. Kelso, Emeritus Director of Archaeology and Research at Jamestown Rediscovery, said in a statement. Although the experts haven't ruled out the possibility that the artifacts may have been left behind by colonists from Jamestown, founded in 1607, Lucchetti is confident that his find is evidence of a group of relocated Roanoke colonists. Notable is the lack of English pipes, which were ubiquitous among Jamestown settlers, suggesting that ceramics date from an earlier period.
Okay,
So
follow
they're
that.
saying this is from an earlier period because we're still missing some things that were always found with the Jamestown.
With the later period. All right, yeah, that makes sense. I'm with you.
So they're saying we are very confident that these excavations are linked to the Roanoke colonies. We have considered all other reasonable possibilities and can find nothing else that fits the evidence.
Okay.
A First Colony Foundation representative told ArtNet News in an email. The excavations begin to reveal where the colonists went to live and how they tried to survive in the New World. But not everyone is buying this explanation for the colonists' ultimate fate. I am skeptical, says Charles Ewan, because there's always one dude that says, fuck you. There's always one dude.
Well, there's gotta be.
There's always.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's like, nah, you can't prove it. They're looking to prove rather than seeking to disprove their theory, which is the scientific way.
I mean, he does have a point, though.
He has a point,
that's valid. That's a valid point. Yeah, you should be trying to, test it and see if...
But I mean, I argue that the fact that they didn't have the pipes...
That's pretty solid.
Is pretty solid.
That's pretty solid, but, he also has a point. You should always see if there's anything that proves you wrong, because that's how these hypotheses work.
Right.
If there's nothing else that'll prove you wrong, then you're left with this must be right.
Right.
Yeah. He's got a point.
Yeah. Another theory about the colony is the settlers moved to Croatoan, hence the apparently not so cryptic note.
Right.
Bertie was the heart of enemy territory. Scott Dawson, co-founder of the Croatoan Archaeological Society, told the Virginia Pilot, it's the last place they would go. The colony literally wrote down they relocated to Croatoan. Like, dude, we're going here. Follow the arrow that maybe we didn't get a chance to finish because we were getting the fuck out of here.
So maybe everybody's thinking way too hard. Like, dude, don't overthink this. They went where they said they went.
Look, it says they're right there on the fucking tree. We made an arrow with sticks, but clearly y'all took 2 years to come back.
The sticks
are gone. But we did carve it in the tree. You stupid fuckface.
I think that's fair.
But either way. Earlier this year, Dawson published a book, Lost Colony and Hatteras Island, detailing the findings of the Society's 10 years of excavations at Hatteras Island, led by Mark Horton, an archaeologist at the University of Bristol in England. Basically, the historical evidence says that Hatteras is where they went. Horton told the New York Times in September he is preparing a peer-reviewed study presenting his findings on the island, which includes a rapier hilt, late 16th century gun hardware, and a slate writing tablet fragment. Of course, both recent archaeological finds could be evidence of the Roanoke's fate.
Okay.
Possibly, said Jamestown Rediscovery President and First Colony Board member James Horn in a statement. A small group went to Croatoan Island in the fall or winter of 1587 to wait for John White to return, while the remainder moved inland.
That could happen.
That could happen.
Yeah, it could have been like, y'all go here, we'll wait, we'll bring them along when they arrive.
Right, we'll be the scouting party,
Yeah.
And the rest were like, we're done here, we're going to go live with these people who've been nice enough to keep us alive this whole time, and fuck you.
But, okay, hold on. A small group went to Croatoan. Okay, so... What, just because that would be easier to direct them to than, hey, we kind of went 50 miles that way and then took a right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yes. They're like, well, we tried to carve